of what I wanted to talk to you about today. How do you find the definitions of the terms, the history of the terms, and grow to understand what the terms do? There's 3 places specifically in the course where you're going to find this stuff. Let's go back to week 1. In that discussion, not only did you guys show me how interesting you are, just as in terms of your backgrounds, but on the information and theory, we already started here. Not only did you have to do the kind of complexity of thinking about Yoruba religion with all of these orishas. Do you remember how new they were at that point? The idea of Ashe, of a creative power at work in the world. You had a whole new tradition to learn about the Yoruba roots. And then I dropped this track 2 question. What did you find out about Van Gennep's definition of liminality or rites of passage? We started from the beginning looking at this deeper theory of how ritual works and the transformation of humans through rituals. You guys did a lot of good work here. And at the bottom of the page, Tiffany Reed has got a really nice, helpful overview of online sources discussing Arnold Van Gennep, and she brings you all the way up from Van Gennep to Turner. So, origin of the concept, who then develops it. She's such a, she practically wrote her paper in week 1 right there. There's some great resources. Plus, she's got a link straight to Turner talking about her third link in there is a Turner text on liminality. So, discussion threads. In week 8, in the discussion thread, we had some very interesting work going on the post-colonial theory and Santeria. So have a look at what other people references they had going there. And then in week 12 in the discussion thread, especially if you're interested in the concept of hybridity, Jacob Stranger has brought in 2 great articles there. So have a look at those. And I see Lisa's been in there on liminality. I haven't seen her yet. I'm not going to take the time to read it right now. I'll finish this little video. And then a third piece is the reference to Homi Bhabha. So if you Google Homi Bhabha, location of culture, the Stanford lectures, presidential lectures, provides you, do you see here, a bibliography, excerpts from his readings, reviews of his readings, links to other sites that will talk about Homi Bhabha. So there's 3 different places that you can turn to. I said 3. Here's why we're missing 2. So 1 is discussion threads. 2 is doc sharing. Let's go find it. Here, second item in my list says liminal hybrid syncretism. That's probably the simplest place to get my take on what are we doing in these papers and pithy overview of these 3 terms. Here's the important part. You want to talk ritual processes? Use the term liminality. That's what it does. It describes the transformation of the betwixt and between place. The 2 terms, hybrid and syncretism, are 2 terms that are more like a sociological study of these contact situations. Now, the people who have developed the 2 terms fight about which one has the best term. That's what academics do. With Homi Bhabha, he is the god of hybridity. So you want to do hybridity, you want to go with Homi Bhabha. That way you've got your, where's the term come from and the elements of the term that are most important, including mimicry and third space and moment of enunciation. For syncretism, in this document, I have a great quote there from, I think it's Gear, and so you can see that reference, where he describes the history of that term was whether it was Romans and Greeks and blah, blah, you know, we've got people contacting and conquering each other through a lot of religious history. With the term syncretism, it's acknowledging that when these contacts happen, one side's going to be stronger than the other side. And in that process, then, exerts a dominant influence on the other. Some of you noted that there was a difference for you between Revival Zion and Black Church compared to the other traditions we studied. Maybe that's because for you what you're seeing there would better be described under syncretism, where the dominant term, the dominant discourse, shapes more thoroughly the people who have been conquered. And so then, so there's a chance that if that's the issue you'd like to study, you'd want to follow the theory of syncretism. Otherwise, with the hybridity, and part of the reason that Homi Bhabha kind of dismisses syncretism is he wants to look at what new happens when in these moments of contact. What new happens? I tell you what, how about voodoo? Is that something new that happened? How about candomblé? Is that something new that happens? The result of this contact moment and the creativity, as well as negotiations with significant repression. This is not simply, Homi Bhabha is not just saying, let's celebrate how all these new things happened, but he wants to note that the co-impact, and so that's why something becomes hybrid. Both are genetically modified in a hybrid, whereas with syncretism, the sense is more like the dough that didn't get mixed well enough. And you don't have that same kind of genetic level of change. So we've got that article. We've got these two sample papers. One is on hybridity, one is on liminality. And we've got a Victor Turner, an article written by Victor Turner. I think that one's from 1969. All right. I hope I have covered some of our key places. When you hand in your papers in week 12, I'm asking you to put it in two places. Please, put it in the drop box that says week 12 paper. Secondly, put it in doc sharing. And you see how I've created these three, one called hybridity papers, one liminality papers, one religious syncretism papers. I want you to go to the category and then upload your document. And when it asks you to upload, make sure you click entire class. That way other people can see it. Choose your file and upload it there. Let's go back. So send hybridity papers, liminality papers, religious syncretism papers. This way in week 13, when you're trying to write your review, you will be able to go say, all right, I need one hybridity, and I guess I'll do one liminality paper. Is that right? That's why we're organizing them. Take it from me, she who knows how to organize. I'm trying, guys. I hope this has been a little bit of help to you. And keep in touch this week. Use that discussion, that week 12 discussion, to compare ideas, ask questions, be as interesting as you guys are. All right. Thanks again for all the hard work. Bye.